It's time for the DMC Coins Illinois box number 2. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure. That's right, we're already on box 2 of 3 from the DMC Coins trade. As a reminder, DMC Coins' channel link will be down below if you want to check out some of his epic penny finds during his hunts. That being said, I'll also have a link to his channel up here to make it easier. Now that we've covered the DMC Coins channel, let's see on my channel if we can get some of the Philadelphia Varieties or any old Wheaties or anything else in this bank wrap box. Now it's already open because DMC Coins made sure it was circulated pennies before he sent it out to me. That being said, the box did get a little bit beat up in transit, but it's okay. It looks like everything's intact. You guys know the drill. I'll be hunting these rolls looking for varieties, airs, wheat cents, Indian head cents, proof coins, foreign coins, or any bright and shinies that I can get my hands on. I'll be using my coin hunting mat and my scope, and of course I always have links to those down below. Now, let's get this hunt on with roll number 1. Roll number 5, we have our first wheat cent of the box. 1954 Denver on the board early. Roll 6, second wheat cent of the hunt, and this is a year later. 1955 Denver. Wheat cent number 2. We're hunting through roll 11, and halfway through I flattened out the roll and noticed there is a wheat cent back here. It'll be number 3 of the hunt, and it's a 57 Denver. Roll number 12 is going to yield wheat cent number 4. Saw just the edge of the wheat ear sticking out. 1950S. Roll 14, we have our first Canadian of the hunt. 1968. 4 years off of being a young head, but we'll take it either way. Roll number 19, wheat cent number 5. Looks pretty good on the detail, so it's probably in the 50s, but let's take a look together. 1957 Philly. Roll 22, and wheat cent number 6 will be another 1957 Denver. Roll 27, we're going to have our oldest wheat cent of the box so far. It's just a 1947 Philly, but it's one in the 40s, and it's our first. Roll number 28 is going to yield our second Canadian, and this time it is a young head. 1964. Last year, young head, but we got one. Roll number 31, and we got another oldie. A 1929 with very similar type of tarnish like that 28 we found in the last box, but I'll take it. Now that's the oldest and one from the 20s. Roll 32, and we're at wheat cent number 9 now, and it was facing me, a 1956 D. We'll just check it for that shadow D, which I don't see, but another Wheatie for the collection. Roll 34, I see 2 finds. First and foremost, wheat cent number 10. It's chewed up. Another 57 Philly. And a Canadian back here. Our third, a 1987. 10 wheat cents. 16 rolls to go. Could we hit a dozen? Next roll, roll 35, and we have 11 wheat cents now, and it's our first from 1958. This one minted in Denver. Roll 37 will give us a dozen wheat cents. I can see it right here. 1942, Philadelphia. Now, let's get greedy and get 15. Roll 38, and if you've got an apron, get it out, because we've got a baker's dozen. Wheat cent 13 is a 1945 Denver. Roll 39, wheat cent number 14, 50 Denver. Roll 42, and there are some damaged rolls down there from shipping, but that's okay. I bring you in because it would be no other way to get number 15 without it being another 57 from Denver. 15 wheat cents, on our way to more, hopefully. Roll 43 is going to yield our fourth Canadian. It's a little more modern. 1984. Roll number 46 will give us that number 15 wheat cent. It was almost an ender, second from the end. And it's a 41 Denver. Correction, that 41 Denver is wheat cent 16 because 15 was the 57. Roll 48 and we will get a fifth Canadian dime. 1979. Well, we finished that DMC penny box. Thank you very much, DMC Coins. This is number 2 of the 3 boxes. Pretty good hunt. 16 wheat cents overall, a handful in the 50s, a few in the 40s, but the find of the box, the 1929 Philadelphia. We also got 5 Canadians. One was a young head from 1964. 4 59Ds, and believe it or not, 3 69Ss, although none were the DDO. Also, the box did well on copper, almost another full cup. And once again, we did have a 1989 Denver. It felt copper, it looked copper. I weighed it, 2.63 grams, still within range, but definitely heavier. I'll pull it aside as an oddity. Hopefully you enjoyed this second DMC Coins penny box hunt. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. You're still here? Well, then you're in for a treat. I've got a 1964 Philadelphia original bank wrapped roll BU uncirculated 1964 Philadelphia roll to hunt. I want to thank Kevin Speaks, who sent this to me quite some time ago, and I've been debating about whether opening it or not, and I decided I'm going to go and open it at the end of this video. Now, I'll be looking for 2 different varieties. The FS 801 for the 64P, and this one's pretty easy to spot. You've got heavy doubling on states of America, and I'm just going to pan through it kind of quick, as well as on E pluribus unum, as you can see. The key is to look at the S and the T first. That's what I'll be looking for. The other variety is the 802. A lot less doubling on states of, but heavy doubling on the CA in America. So I'll be looking at the ST in states and the CA in America as I go through this roll. I've got 50 coins to go through. I will crack this open on camera, but I will edit it down to only show some of them, and if any of them exhibit doubling, I'll definitely show you that as well. Let me go ahead and get the tripod set up and see if there's any goodies in here other than beautiful BU cents. Figured I'd crack the roll open, and I could take my time and pry this open, but I've got a lot of these types of wrappers, so we're just gonna cut right into it. I don't need to save the wrapper, and I know some of you are like, no, Rob, but I'm gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. All right, definitely some discoloration from being in the paper, but let's just see what the faces look like. And from what I see already, definitely BU. And as expected, the end coins, obviously because being in the wrapper, were subjected to some discoloration more than the rest. But the ones inside here look absolutely stunning. Let me go through these now, and if we happen to find any DDRs, I'll bring it back. If not, I'll show you the best examples of what I can see in here. Well, unfortunately, we finished that hunt, and none were the DDR FS 801 or 802. Still, it was fun going through some BU cents. The stack here that's on top is ones that either the strike isn't good, far too many spots, or just has some scratching from being in bags or who knows what. These are the 2 enders that are discolored. These 5 were runner-ups as far as looking good. I think these 9 are probably in the best shape overall, but they all have some issues. So let's take this one for example. It's a beautiful cent. but you can see a spot right below "In God We Trust" on the left about 10 o'clock. And other than that, it's a really nice cent. But those types of minor issues do affect my decision whether or not to get it graded or not. Either way, none in here is graders, so to speak, but definitely a beautiful BU roll. And thanks again, Kevin. We didn't find any DDRs, but you can't find them if you don't look for them. All right, now we're ending the video. Thank you for sticking with me for these last few minutes.